So let's work with inventory management. So let's go through what is inventory management, what activities are we going to perform in inventory management, what is the main task and the central task of inventory management, different types of transactions or postings that we perform in inventory management, and then we will go with in detail about each of the activities. The central task of inventory management is nothing but recording and tracking of the stock on quantity and value basis. And also for the planning purposes, you do this inventory activities. Okay, so the central task is recording and tracking of stock of material on quantity as well as on value basis, and also you will be tracking this material for the planning purposes, right? So where does inventory management fits in overall overview? As you know, the starting point for module is MRP. It means the requirements originated in the MRP, material requirement planning, which is supposed to be considered as PP module. The requirements originated from MRP will be fed into the procurement submodule. The output of procurement submodule will be considered as input for the inventory management module. Let's say I have got a material maintained in my warehouse. Assume it based on the supply demand comparison. If the supply falls below the demand, there used to be a negative or a shortfall situation arises. Whenever there is a shortfall arise for a certain material, depending upon the MRP parameters maintained for the material and also the configuration settings maintained for the plant under which the material is created, when you run MRP, system generates an order proposal. An order proposal could be a purchase requisition or it could be a planned order, depending upon the procurement type indicator that you assign for the material in the MRP2 view. That we will discuss it when we actually go with MRP. So assume it, system or the material that you are discussing, it has got a procurement type indicator F, means external procurement. If it is an external procurement type maintained for the material master, then you are going to follow external procurement. Means you convert the requisition into purchase order. A purchase order will be sent to the supplier. Supplier delivers the material. When the material is delivered, it will be delivered at your plant or warehouse where you do receipt of the material. In case the procurement type indicator maintained for the material is either E, in-house production, or X, both in-house and external procurement, then when you run MRP for that material, it is going to create something called planned order. The planned order will be converted into production order if you want to produce in-house, or if you want to procure it from external market resources, it will be converted into purchase order, and then the process is same as per the external procurement cycle. So therefore, if it is in-house production material, let the product be produced or material be manufactured. Once it is done, anyhow you have to bring it into the finished goods stores. So in either case, whether the material procurement is taking place externally, that is via external procurement, or if you are producing a product or a material in-house, that follows in-house production. In either case, you have to do goods receipt either in the raw material stores or in the finished godown stores, depending upon which material are you receiving. So your inventory management starts with goods receipt step. So once you receive the material, you keep it in stores depending upon requirement. Either you issue the material to the production order if it is a raw material, or you issue it to the issue it to what we call the inspection department if it is a sample or as a sample, or in case if you want to, if it's a finished product, you ship it to the customer with reference to a sales order. Or if you want to move the material, you will move the material between storage locations or between plants. So all the activities, once the material is received into the stores, whatever activities that you perform, they are all considered as inventory management. And all the inventory management transactions will have an integration with accounting, FI accounts payable module. Okay, so typically the material, upon receipt of the material, your inventory management starts. So therefore your inventory management fits in the MM cycle after the procurement part. Okay, so you need to understand what is goods movement. Okay, in inventory management, goods movement is an event. I would say goods movement is an event that causes change in stock. Let's say I'm receiving the material with reference to a purchase order. When I'm receiving the material, is the change of stock situation not happening? Say yes or no? Yes. Similarly,
yes, it is happening.
Similarly, when you issue the material to a shop floor with reference to a production order, is the stock not getting affected?
Yes.
Like that. Therefore, I would say any inventory activity that you perform at storage location level or at plant level involves change in stock. I say change in stock. When I say change in stock, it could be due to change of quantity or it could be due to change in the value. When I say stock, stock is nothing but quantity. It's not only the quantity, it's quantity multiplied by price. That is stock value. Okay, so this change in stock value, it could be due to change in quantity. Like, when you receive the material, the stock quantity goes up. When you issue the material, the stock quantity goes down. So in a way, the total stock value will get affected. Similarly, without changing stock quantity, you can also change the stock value. How? By value, by price. For example, you purchased 50 grams of gold in 2008. 50 grams of gold you purchased in 2008. At that point of time, I would say the 10 grams gold is worth how much? Maybe 13,000-14,000. Let's say 14,000 or 15,000. Now what is the worth of 10 gram gold today? It's 30,000.
30.
Is the quantity changed between 2008 to 2012?
Value change.
Quantity was not changed, whereas the value got changed. Because there is a change in the price of the material, though the quantity is same, the value of the material, the worth of the material, or the worth of the stock, or in other way I call it a stock value, is getting affected. Even this is considered as a goods movement. You have to do revaluating the material. So when you revaluate the material, the stock value goes up. How? By changing the price. So even this is considered as a goods movement. Okay? So therefore, you can say that goods movement is an event that causes change in stock value. The change could be either because of quantity or because of the change in price or because of change in status or change in stock type also, or it could be due to physical movement of the material from one location to another location. So for either of these reasons, you will have the change in stock value. Again, goods movements, okay, let me put it here, come back to this one. Inventory management, I would say, deals with goods movements. Okay, goods movement, right? When I say goods movement, I would say goods movements are different types. What are those types? Let me put it here. Broadly, I would say goods receipt, okay, goods issues, okay, and then you have something called transfer posting, simply TP, reservations, give me a moment, let me add this thing over here. Okay, then you have transfer posting, okay, and finally you have something called physical inventory. Okay, you have something called PA, physical inventory. So these are different types of goods movements that you will have it in inventory management. Again, goods receipts, if I have to classify, they are of two types. What are they? Planned and two, unplanned. Okay, similarly, even the goods issues are also of two types, planned and unplanned. Okay, reservations, these are of again two types. What I call it as receipt reservations, and then you have something called issue reservations. Okay, and then transfer postings are of two types, physical transfer posting, you have something called logical transfer posting. Okay, so you have physical transfer posting and also you have something called logical transfer posting. So like this, you have different things. What do you mean by planned receipts? Under planned receipts, okay, you have goods receipt with reference to PO. Okay, you have goods receipt with reference to production order, isn't it? Goods receipt, okay, under unplanned, okay, under unplanned, sorry, one moment, you have got unplanned receipts. You can say goods receipt others, goods receipt without PO, you have got goods receipt without production order. Similarly, you have got goods receipt from own stock. That's actually part of transfer posting. Okay, but normally you have got something like this. Okay, similarly here, in case of goods issues, you have something called planned issues. Under planned issues, I would say goods issue with reference to production order. Okay, goods issue with reference to sales order. Okay, etc. kind of things are those things. Then here under unplanned issues are something like goods issue as sample. You can say goods issue to cost center. Okay, so these are various examples. Goods issue as sample, goods issue to cost center, goods issue to scrap. Okay, these are some of the examples of unplanned goods issues. Okay, simply reservations. Okay, receipt reservation, as the name indicates, if you are doing receipt with reference to reservation, that is called as receipt reservation. If you are doing issue with reference to reservation, that is called as issue reservation. And then in case of physical transfer posting, okay, under physical transfer posting, you have plant to plant movement of material. You have got storage location to storage location, and also you have got company code to company code. This is called physical transfer posting. Okay, under logical transfer posting, you have something called one stock type to another stock type. Okay, you have got one material to another material, right? So these are some of the examples for the logical transfer posting. Okay, and then in the physical inventory, you have got different physical inventories. That is something called periodic inventory. You have got cyclic inventory. These are various processes. Cyclic inventory. Cyclic, and then you have got sampling inventory process. Okay, so you have got something called sampling inventory, and also you have got something called continuous inventory process. So these are various types of physical inventories that we are going to see once we are with the physical inventory. Okay, so in the inventory management, these are the topics that we are going to cover: receipts, issues, reservations, transfer postings, and physical inventory. As the name indicates, the goods receipt is nothing but the inward movement of the material. All the inventory management transactions, they are associated with goods movement. Okay, I would say inventory management associated or deals with goods movement. We have discussed what is goods movement. Okay, goods movements are of different types in inventory management. They are like these 5 types. In the receipts, we have got planned receipts, unplanned receipts. In the planned receipts, we discuss about GR with reference to PO, GR with reference to production order, and unplanned goods receipt others without PO, without production order, GR from earned stock, something like that. And similarly, in case of unplanned issues, you have got planned issues, unplanned issues. Planned issues means with reference to the referring document, preceding document. Unplanned means without referring anything. If you are doing any activity, that is called an unplanned issue. So in unplanned, we discuss about these things. And reservations, I said there are 2 types of reservations. One is receipt reservation, other one is issue reservation. So receipt reservation means in case if you are posting, and here also we discuss about something called reservation list. We discuss something like reservation list. We also discuss something called pickup list or pick list. Okay, and okay, we will also discuss something called creation of a reservation or reservation document. Okay, similarly, in case of transfer postings, there are again of two types: physical transfer posting and logical transfer posting. Physical transfer posting means where the physical stock of the material is moved from one place to another place. Examples are moving of material from storage location to storage location, or plant to plant, or even company code to company code. If you are doing goods movement within the company code or across the company codes, you have something called stock transport order, which we discuss it in special procurement scenarios. Again, this storage location to storage location, which is again further subdivided into something called one-step and two-step procedures. Okay, so the same thing will be available for the plant-to-plant material movement also. Company code to company code, in case if you are doing, that is with reference to STO, stock transport order. In case of logical transfer posting, you move the material from one stock type to another stock type. Stock type is something like, which we discuss it in the inventory management. What is the type of stock? There are 3 standard stock types and also non-standard stock types, which we will discuss it once we start using the inventory management things. And then in the case of physical inventory, which is nothing but reconciling physical stock available in the stores versus the book quantity displayed by the system. So you have to perform this physical inventory at least once in a fiscal year or in a financial year. So therefore, there are different types of physical inventory techniques which we follow: periodic, cyclic, sampling, and continuous inventory processes. We will discuss a couple of them as well. Okay, so now let me take you back to the screen. You can see goods movement is an event that causes a change in stock situation that may occur because of a quantity change or a price change or change in status or change in stock type, or it could be physical movement of the material. All the goods movements are divided into receipts, issues, stock transfers, reservations, etc. The quantity of stock and normally the value of stock are updated when goods movement is posted. Okay, here is the tricky part. When the stock value is getting changed, normally there is to be a quantity change, and most cases there is also value will get updated. It's not 100% mandatory. Normal cases both will get updated. At the same time, there are couple of documents will be created, okay, to record that kind of event. That's the reason I said inventory management is nothing but the central task, which is the central task of inventory management is to record and track the stocks on quantity and on value basis. So therefore, this step will be recorded by creating a document, and this document serves as a proof that some kind of material movement has taken place, and that document is called material document. Along with the material document, if there is any value change taking place as a result of the stock value, the stock change, there is bound to be an accounting document which will tell you the financial impact taken place as a result of goods movement performed in the inventory management. Okay. Now, receipt, like I said, the inbound movement or inward movement of the material is called goods receipt. You can do goods receipt with reference or without reference. If you are doing with reference like this, goods receipt with reference to purchase order, goods receipt with reference to production order, or goods receipt with reference to reservation can be considered as planned receipts. Unplanned receipts means without referring PO, without referring production order, other receipts, so on. Other receipts means across the counter purchases, when you purchase and bring the material into the stores. Similarly, goods issues. Okay, I think I've forgotten this one. Here, when you issue the goods, you can issue the goods from your own stock or from the consignment stock also. Okay, so when you issue the material, you can issue from your own stock or from the consignment stock. What do you mean by consignment stock? Some cases, where the vendor will keep his material, or vendor stocks his material at your premises for your ready usage. Based on the consumption that you do periodically, the consumed quantity will be settled with the vendor. That kind of scenario is called as consignment process, which we will discuss in detail in the special procurement. So when you are issuing goods, you have to say, are you issuing from your own stock or are you issuing from the vendor's stock? So based on that, the goods movement will take place. And right, so here you could see from consignment or from the warehouse. When you post the goods issue, you can post the goods issue with reference to a material document, with reference to reservation, or with reference to production order, or with reference to bill of materials. These are all called planned issues. If you are doing goods issue to a cost center, that is to an account assignment object, or if you are issuing goods to scrap, or if you are issuing goods as sample to the QM inspection, these are examples of unplanned goods issues. We will discuss each of those things. And then transfer postings. Like I said, there are two types of transfer postings. Whenever there is a physical material movement is there, that is called as physical transfer postings, or simply stock transfers are called. In case if there is no physical movement of the material, only the status of the material is changed or the stock type is changed, in such cases you call it as simply transfer postings or logical transfer postings. Examples of stock transfers are company code to company code movement, plant to plant movement, or storage location to storage location movement. Examples of logical transfer posting is moving material from quality inspection stock to unrestricted stock, or quality inspection to blocked stock, or blocked to quality inspection, those examples. And also examples of transfer postings is moving material from your consignment stores to your own stores. This is also part of transfer posting. Then let's try to understand what fields are relevant for inventory management from the material master. You have got so many fields available in the material master, more than 700 fields, out of which there are certain fields which are specifically meant for inventory management. At this point of time, let me log into the system. Okay, so I am now logged into the system. You see here, when I go with MM03, take some material, general plant data 1 and 2, and then plant stock, storage location stock. All these four, okay, all these four views are meant for inventory management. Your plant, the storage location. Let me just go and pick it. You see here, all these fields, base unit of measure, although it's available in the basic data, unit of issue, picking area, these things. Okay, if you go into general plant data 2, you have something called negative stocks in the plant, loading, handling group, etc. And then if you go into plant stock, storage location stock, you see here unrestricted stock at plant level, quality inspection stock, block stock, return stock, stock and transfer. You will have so many things. Similarly, if you look into storage location stock, all these things, these are all the fields relevant for inventory management. Okay, so so these are the stock fields which I was discussing: plant stock and storage location stock fields. Then you have one beautiful report in the entire inventory management, that is stock overview. It will tell you what is the total stock available of a certain material at multiple organizational levels. Stock available for a specific material at storage location 1, at multiple storage locations, at plant, at company code, at batch level, even at the material provided to the subcontractor, or if you have any consignment material, the material provided by your consignment vendor. So all these things you can see from the stock overview, which is very, very important report in inventory management. From this report, you can virtually go to any transaction. Take it granted. From this report, you can virtually go to any relevant transaction. Okay, so we will be using this report extensively throughout the inventory management. And then there is something called stock requirement list, which I don't want to discuss right now. I will discuss this when we work with MRP. Okay, stock requirement list, to discuss or to display, you don't require MRP, but there is something called MRP list also. So when we discuss MRP list, then we will discuss stock requirement list, so that you will understand the difference between MRP list and stock requirement list. Okay, so this is broadly what we are going to discuss it in inventory management. Now let me go with the other slide, I think, which will tell you, discuss about goods movement or document concept. See, you have seen several documents in purchasing, to start with requisition, RFQ, quotation, purchase order, contract, so on and so forth. What documents are you going to discuss it in inventory management? Okay, there are ideally, if I have to say, only two documents, or from document sake, if I have to say, only two documents will be there: material document and accounting document. Material document serves as a proof that some material movement, some goods movement has taken place. Because of that goods movement, if there is any financial impact happening at valuation area level, then the accounting document will be created. Otherwise, there is no accounting document available or maintained or created for the material movement. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss it in document concept. As you can see, inventory management provides a documentation for stock movement. That means when you are moving stock, there will be a document which gets created in inventory management. This document provides vital information and serves as a proof that some material movement has taken place. What information does this document provide, and what do you call this? First and foremost thing, any inventory transaction we discussed, any inventory transaction will be associated with goods movement or material movement. Each material movement will be identified by something called movement type in inventory management. You are doing goods receipt, no problem. Goods receipt is a material movement. What type of goods receipt is this? Is this with reference to PO, or is this with reference to production order, or is there is no reference at all? So based on the specific type of receipt, you will have a movement type. So each material movement taking place in inventory management will be associated with movement type. So movement type plays a very important role in inventory management. Take it granted, all material movements in inventory management or may necessarily be or uniquely identified with a movement type. Okay, a movement type is nothing but a 3-character key which will tell you what kind of goods movement, what kind of material movement has taken place. Movement type controls many things. It will control which fields are required for which kind of movement type. It controls what is the account which will be updated if there is any financial impact, right? So there will be few more things. It gives you different descriptions depending upon the language. We will discuss it. Movement type is not a simple thing. If you want to set up a new movement type, you require at least 2-3 days custom movement type. Okay, that we will discuss it probably towards the end of inventory management. Now, for each goods movement, at least one material document is created. This is what I was referring to. For each of the inventory management activities, or each of the inventory management activities are associated with goods movement. Each goods movement will have a material movement type, or movement type will be there. So when you do certain transaction which associates with material movement, therefore you have to prove that, you have to have some evidence that material movement has taken place. For that, it creates a document. That document is called material document. So take it granted, for each of the inventory transactions, there will be one document created that is called material document. Based on the movement type, if there is any financial impact, there will be one or none or more than one accounting document will be generated. Interview question as well as certification question also. Based on the movement type maintained in the material document, there will be one, none or more than one accounting document will be created subsequently. Okay, the material document describes goods from the point of view of warehouse. Means what type of movement it is, that's what I told you. So it describes the goods movement from the point of view of warehouse or storage location. Is it an inbound movement or an outbound movement? Is it a planned movement or an unplanned movement? That's the one which your movement type describes. It serves, the material document, it serves as a proof that the movement and the source of information for the subsequent applications to follow. All the items in the material document relate to the same period, same chart of accounts and same local currency, but they can however relate to different company codes. Okay. Next, depending upon the material type and the movement type, there may be none or one or several accounting documents created based on the movement type. That's what we have discussed. This is from the accounting perspective. Okay. Whereas accounting document will always be related to one company. Remember, material document may refer to multiple company codes. Why? Because it doesn't contain any accounting information. With reference to one material document, there is a possibility of one or many accounting documents. But each of the accounting document will be created or related to only one company code. Okay, these are the kind of questions that you can expect in interview at higher level. Material document can be created or can refer to multiple company codes, whereas accounting document will always refer to a single company code. Okay, now structure of material document. What does it contain? Like any document in SAP, as I told you earlier, it will have header section and item section. Header section contains the details which are maintained for all the materials in that material document. Means what? What is that? Ideally the material document number, the date on which it is created, isn't it? So these are the who created this material document, etc. So what are the item details? Which material has been moved? What is the movement type? In which storage location it is put up into? Isn't it? So these are the things that you will have it in the header level and item level. Okay. Entering the material document, like I said, movement type is the key factor. Movement type, as I told you, will also control lot of things. It controls the field selection properties, that is which field is required for a specific movement type and which field is to be maintained as optional or mandatory. And also it controls account determination. Like, if I am using goods receipt with reference to PO movement type 101, for 101, which accounts needs to be updated, your movement type determines it. Okay, and then whether the movement type that you are performing, will it update quantity or will it update value or both, or does it require printing of the document, that is GR slip printing, GS slip printing that we are discussing about, and also does it update consumption, etc. Everything will be determined by the movement type. Okay, so that's about document concept. Now let's go with the goods receipt. Oops, one second. Let's discuss goods receipt with reference to purchase order. What is goods receipt? Like I said, the inward movement of the material or the physical inward movement of the material is called goods receipt. And we discussed goods receipt can be posted with reference to PO or with reference to production order. That is called planned receipt. Okay, let's try to understand, if I post a goods receipt, what things will get updated in the system. Okay, with this I'll explain you this with reference to, by using an example. Let me post a goods receipt step. Okay, so now let me go back to the system. I have created so many purchase orders. Now I'll just go with a transaction code, or let me not use transaction code. Let me go from the easy access screen. You see here under logistics, under material management, you have something called inventory management. Within inventory management, you have got goods movement. Goods movements are of different types. To start with receipt, if you look at receipt, goods receipt with reference to purchase order. Okay, so I'll just go with GR for purchase order. Transaction code MIGO. Okay, now you see here you will be choosing goods receipt from the first field. Now I wanted to do goods receipt with reference to purchase order, so I use purchase order. Then you specify the PO number here. Let me just go and pick up a purchase order created for my company code. Okay, so give me a moment. I can find out from here as well. My purchase organization is 777C, and I think my document type is ZNPO. I can find it out from here. I've got these many POs. Okay, You see, I'll go with this first one. Enter. Now, what happens is, because you are referring purchase order and creating goods receipt, system looks for the purchase order line items, and the items are getting defaulted over here. You see here, this purchase order is created for a line item, rare will have for small car. Quantity maintained in the PO is 10. Okay. Now, you see here, when I am doing goods receipt with reference to purchase order, you need to remember few things. Document date, posting date. Okay. Ideally, this document date is when you receive a delivery challan from the supplier. You will have some delivery note number. You can enter it here. The date on which it is created, that you can do it here. Posting date is the date with which you are posting goods receipt. Okay, and then rest of the things, time being, ignore it. As and when it comes in the next few days, we will discuss them. Movement type. You see here, I did not enter the movement type. System defaulted 101 as the goods receipt. Okay, so movement type is the one which gets defaulted automatically, or you can choose it also if it is not getting defaulted. But each and every goods movement will have a movement type. Okay, each and every inventory transaction will have a movement type. Now you are doing goods receipt, isn't it? How many railway tires you are receiving? 10 cartons. See here, when you are receiving, you have to specify into which storage location, into which warehouse you are receiving. You need not have to specify into which storage location you will be receiving at the time of purchasing. That is not required. But at the time of receipt, you have to specify into which storage location you receive the material. Right? Then you just check this item. Okay. Normally, when you are receiving, for example, if you go to Kirana shop with a list of 10 or 20 items, when you are taking the packets and putting into your bag, you simply tick against each of the item, isn't it? This item check is like that. Item okay. Then look into here, quantity. How many cartons are you receiving? You see here, base unit of measure maintained for the material is each, whereas order unit is carton. So therefore you are receiving 10 cartons, which is equals to 100 each. Assume it, I am not receiving full quantity, I am receiving only 6 cartons. It gets adjusted automatically. Okay. Now look at here. Material, if you go here, you will not have anything. You have seen it in the quantity, you have seen it in the where you see the movement type. Stock type is another thing which we will discuss it later. There are 3 types of stock, standard stock types possible. All unrestricted use stock, quality inspection stock, and block stock. Unrestricted use stock is the stock type from which if you want to work with any material, that material stock type should be unrestricted. Take it blindly this way. All other stock types cannot be used for the production purposes. Only the unrestricted stock should be used. Okay, we will discuss that. Probably I might be having a slide about various stock types. Okay, and then come to this place, go to purchase order, where you see here order number, and then there is something called delivery completion indicator. This is also set to automatically this one. This is based on the configuration that you maintain for your plan. Okay, now you go with check. If there are any errors, data related errors, you would see an error information. If there are no errors, it will say everything is okay. Then you can post it. Let me see if I receive any errors or not. Well, it says posting is only possible in the periods of 2012 and 5th of 2012. I mean to say May 2012 or April 2012. This is coming because probably we have started our things in May, and end of May I did not perform the month-end activity for my company code. Okay, I'll just show you. If you could recollect, take your thoughts back to organization structure creation, where I would have explained you there is a transaction code called OMSY, maintain data for your company code, wherein you would have maintained allow back posting, disallow back posting for your company code, and that's from where it is reading. So therefore you can also see from a different transaction code MMRV. This will tell you for your company code, which is 777, what is the current period. You see there, current period is 5th of 2012. 5th means month 5. Is this the month 5? This is not. So therefore you have to close this month. How do I? There is a transaction code called MMFI. Close the current period. Okay, for which company code? 7777. While closing the current period, remember, you can either give the date or the period and year. It means period is 06. I am asking the system, you open 06 by closing 05. I need not have to say which one to be closed. If I specify 06, it means I am instructing the system, you close 05 and open 06. Or you can give the date. Ideally, you have to run this transaction at the last day of the current month or the first day of the next month. Okay, so you give the date or the period and this one, year, check and close the period, then you execute. If everything is successful, you would see company code 77 converted, period closing complete. Then if you go back to your MMRV, okay, if you go back to MMRV, now you see it is 5th. If I just go back and rerun the transaction, it's going to be 6. Now it is 6th month and 2012 is the year. So when you are in June, it's okay, you post the entries in the month of May. That is 1 month back posting is allowed for the company code. So this issue is resolved now. If I go with check, you will know more. I am not expected to see that posting possible only in the period of May. I don't expect that one. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. మీకు ఎలా ఉందండి?
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
Okay. All right. So now you see here, I'm once again going with check to see if there are any errors. There is a message saying deficit of PU order quantity 4. It is saying, boss, you have ordered 10 cartons, you are receiving only 6 cartons, therefore there is a deficit of 4 cartons. Are you okay with this message? I would say I am okay, and now I will go with post. Okay, so let me see if I am getting any error related to MMFI integration. If not, that's okay. Even if it is you are getting an error, I'll simply go and update that MMFI stuff, and that we will discuss it during MMFI integration. Let's wait for a couple more minutes because you are doing goods receipt for the first time, so therefore it's taking it longer than it is supposed to. Now you see there was a material document posted. Let me just open that document posted. Display the material document. Okay. With this, I explain you effects of goods receipt. Upon posting goods receipt, you see here a material document is posted. Yes or no?
Sir.
This document is posted. What is this document serves? It serves as a proof that you have done inward movement of material. How much quantity? 6. Okay? So therefore, a material document is posted. What did we discuss about material document? This serves as a proof. 6 quantity has been updated. When the quantity is increased, there is bound to be change in stock value. But if the stock value is getting changed, it means it is the financially affected. The material is financially affected. When there is a financial impact because of the change in stock, then you have something called accounting document will be generated. Where do you see? Look at here. You click on doc info, which will be there only upon posting material document. In the beginning, you don't see this doc info tab. And then you see here, there is something called FI documents, financial documents. You click on this. Provided if there is any financial impact, you will have an accounting document. See here, accounting document. You click on this document. When you look at here, you see here, there are 3 accounts getting updated. Inventory raw materials. This is called stock account. Okay, which is getting updated by 360,000 INR. Okay, goods received means what is the amount to be paid to the supplier as part of this quantity of material that you have received. It's 34,500. Obviously, there is a huge difference. Okay, and probably this material, what material is this? Rear wheel or front wheel? This material, you would have created this material with a standard price, because there is a difference between material master price and the price maintained in the PO. Therefore, there is something called price difference account getting updated. This is called PRD. Okay, how accounts will get updated, which account will get updated for which scenario, that we will discuss it in MMFI integration. That's the next chapter, which we deal with it in the next week. Till such time, let's park your questions about why value of this much is posted into this account, why value of this much is posted into this account. These things, park your questions for the next week. When we discuss MMFI integration, I will explain you which account will be updated for which transaction and how. As such, as part of inventory management, just remember that if there is any financial impact, there would be an accounting document with which different accounts will get updated for different reasons. Okay, now come back to this. Because you have posted goods receipt, a material document is posted. You have seen an accounting document is also generated. Next, Goods receipt slip can be printed if required. There is a configuration meant to be maintained for that. If you want to generate a slip like purchase order print preview, you can also have this one. If you check this indicator at the time of order posting, okay, you will have a goods receipt slip number here, and also you will have one more tab at the item level at here. After account assignment, you have one more tab called messages or output. You will have one more tab. That also I will show you once we go with configurations, okay, which we will do it in a couple of days time. Next, upon receiving material into the stores, if your process demands that the corresponding buyer needs to be intimated, saying that with reference to the PO raised by you on so and so date, quantity received is so much. If you want it, you can set it up. That is called R mail. Will be given to the purchasing group, which is nothing but the buyer. Next one, general ledger accounts update. You have seen just now in the accounting document, there was a stock account getting updated, there was a GRIR account getting updated, and there was a price difference account getting updated. All this because of a stock material. In case if you have a non-stock material, a consumption accounts will get updated. Let me post a goods receipt for the PO, okay, which we have created for the SE16. Let me just find out the PO. EKKN. EKKN is the table from which I can find out the purchase orders created for your cost center. Okay. Do we have plant also? Purchasing document, that's okay. I don't require. I can find with this alone. Okay, did you remember your cost center? My control area is what's our control area? 777. I think I've created like this. You see here, I've got 3 cost centers: admin, production department, sourcing department. I wanted to find out the PO created for production department. Do I have any POs? Yes, I have 2 POs. Let me just go with it. Say I'll go with this PO. Now you see I'm going with goods receipt once again with reference to this PO. This time it will be fairly quicker. Look at here, I'm selecting item OK. For the first material, stationery items, I'm doing only goods receipt for stationery items. Quantity 100, I assume I've received 10. I just go with check. Okay, you see here, that's okay. You see here, when you go into where or at the quantity, you don't see storage location. You know why? This is a consumable material which is assumed to be consumed immediately upon receipt. It's not a stockable material. It's not a stock material. Therefore, we need not have to keep it in stores, and hence there is no storage location. Okay, this is being received with reference to movement type 101. I go with check once again, and now you see here, I go and post it. Now the document is posted. One more document. When you look at this document, when you look at this document, you will see another accounting document. Uh, Okay, I'm not expecting any accounting document in this case. Why? Because I'll show you. Look at the PO. When you go into this PO, you would have specified an account. What account? Consumption account. You see here, this account 400200. This account would have been updated. Okay, that is called consumption account. I did not remember with which transaction I can go and show you the ledger account updates, but I can verify it and tell you tomorrow. Right? This account would have been updated. Why? Look at here. With reference to first line item, there is a purchase order history. If you look into it, this is the goods receipt document posted. Okay, because this is a consumable account, or because this is a consumable material and hence you have given cost center, okay, that account will get updated. So that account is called as consumption account. So you could see general ledger accounts, whether it is a stock account for stock material or for a consumable material, the consumption accounts will get updated, right? Then the quantity, if it is a consumption, the consumption statistics will get updated. Similarly, if it is a stock material, the stock quantity will get updated. I think somebody is putting some message. Can you guys hear me? Pavitra and Radhika, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sundarrao garu edo chepta unnaru vinapatledu. Sir, meeku I guess there is a problem from his end. So now you have seen how the GL accounts are getting updated, or rather the GL accounts are getting updated. Now let me show you. Let me show you the next one, that is this the document that I have posted? What is the document that you have posted earlier? Maybe this one? Stock material. Yeah. Okay. Look at here. This is the one that we have posted in the beginning, the first time. Okay. So this is material number. Material is rail wheel tire for material. Rail wheel tire is my material. Now we discussed there is something called a stock overview, which is the report from the inventory management. I can show you from here. Goods movement, not required from here. Environment, stock overview. Okay, MMBE is the stock overview. Material number, is this the material? I think this is the one. You see here, I'm not maintaining any of the org units. I'll just go and hit enter. You could see a selection of displays: company code level, plant level, storage location level, batch level, and vendor stock level. Okay, now where is the stock? Unrestricted stock. You could see here there is a stock of quantity 60 available in your storage location 0001. How is the stock posted? You could see here. Select the plant. Now you go with material movements. Here, if you go there, you will see with reference to which movement you have been posted. Now you see, I have posted a stock of 6 cartons on so and so date with reference to so and so material document number. Okay, 6 cartons is nothing but 6 multiplied by 10. You see here, unit of measure, it is normally base unit of measure, so therefore 6 multiplied by 10 is 60. Okay, so this is how the stock quantity will get updated. Now let me take you back to slide. You see here, stock quantity gets updated. If it's a consumable material, even the consumption statistics will get updated. Then in case if you are doing with reference to cost center, the cost center order will get updated. Transfer order will be triggered provided if your WM module is integrated with MM module. So what happens is, there is something called which I will tell you in the movement type configuration. For each and every inventory management transaction, there will be an equal movement type maintained in the warehouse management, provided if you are using warehouse management module. So therefore, as soon as you do goods receipt based on the equivalent movement type in the WM module, a transfer order will be created automatically, provided if WM module is implemented. Similarly, if your QM module is integrated with MM module, an inspection plan will be triggered for each of the goods receipts that you perform. Also, lastly but not least, the purchase order history will get updated. You see here, when I go back, okay, look at your purchase order. This is your material document. If you go into purchase order, this is your purchase order. You double click the purchase order. You see here, goods receipt. The purchase order is this one. The purchase order history tab will come automatically because it gets updated upon performing goods receipt or performing invoice receipt. You have received quantity of material of this much. The order quantity, the quantity that you have received is 6 cartons of material. Clear? So this is what we call it as goods receipts or the effects of goods receipt. Purchase order history, you have seen, this is how it gets updated. And then printing of GR slip, I have to go to configuration, which I will do it probably in the next couple of days, because like what we have seen it in purchasing, there is number range setup, prints, GR slip setup. These things are common. So therefore, let me complete the goods receipts and goods issues first, and then I'll go back to configurations where I'll explain you how to print the GR slip. Typically, your GI or GR slip looks like this. Once we configure it, I'll show you how this one as well. Okay. Now, ideally, this is what is happening. Effects of goods receipt, an accounting document and a material document will be created. Material document, take it granted always. Accounting document, most likely, provided if there is any financial impact. Stock quantity is normally updated if it's a stock material. GL accounts are normally updated if it's a stock material. If it's non-stock material, stock quantity will not get updated. Stock account will not get updated. Consumption account gets updated. Goods receipt slip is printed if it is required, and purchasing data is uploaded or updated into the purchase order history tab. Okay, this is the process of goods receipt. Any questions? Well, if you have no questions, let me go with what are the special features of a goods receipt with reference to a purchase order. With this, we will conclude it for today. Give me another 15-20 minutes. I'll be done with this. Will that be okay with you all? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. What you have seen in the couple of goods receipts that I have performed, as you can see here once again, when I have done goods receipt, okay, for this particular material, I did not change stock type. Let me redo the goods receipt once again, so that with demo or with example I will explain. Now you see here, I am going with goods receipt with reference to the same PO. I enter the PO number here. Okay, come to quantity. I can change the quantity if I require. Say 1 cotton I am receiving. I would say quantity okay. Now if I go into where, you see here, I can enter the storage location. Instead of 0001, I can give you 0002 storage location. And now you see here stock type. I can either receive the material into my unrestricted use stock, means there are no restrictions of whatsoever on the usage of the material. That is called unrestricted use stock. Quality inspection means you can receive the material into quality inspection, but you cannot issue the material to production unless it is approved from the quality perspective. In the sense, only unrestricted material, only unrestricted use stock material can be used for the production purposes. You can receive the material into quality inspection, but when you are about to issue the material for the production, you should approve it from the quality perspective. You should go with inspection plan, you inspect it. Once it is approved, only then you should issue the material. So the special feature is this one. Stock type, you can change it to quality inspection. You see here, I just go ahead, I go with check, right, and then I post it. This is one way, right. Now you see here, once I perform this activity, whatever the things that you have seen for the earlier case, everything will get updated. Okay. Now, if you go into stock overview for the same material, just refresh it. You will see quantity 10 in the quality inspection stock. You see here, this is for the 0002 storage location which I have just posted. The other stock 60 which I have posted with reference to the earlier goods moment. Right? Now, so all the goods receipts are categorized by stock type, which describes the status of the material. Stock type is determined by prior system settings. Like I said, in the configurations at plant level, I am going to specify which stock type needs to be defaulted automatically. That we will see it when we actually work with the configurations. Now, let me discuss about various stock types. I said quality inspection stock, unrestricted use stock, and blocked stock. These are the 3 standard stock types. Let me repeat. Unrestricted stock, this one, quality inspection stock, and blocked stock. These are the 3 stock types available in the SAP standard system. All the 3 stock types are value-added stock. What do you mean by value-added stock? That means, let's say you purchase quantity of 10 items. One item is damaged once you brought the material into your stores. Obviously the vendor will not replace the material. Just because it is damaged, does it not have any value, or will it have value?
It is not it is having value, but
it is having value, but you cannot use it because it is damaged. That's what you are saying, right?
yes, sir.
It is having value. That means value updated, value-added stock, right? If it is not having value, then that's called non-value-added stock. So therefore, all the standard stock types are value-added stocks. Whether you receive the material into quality inspection or blocked or unrestricted, they are all value-added stocks. Okay. Now, apart from these 3, what are the special stocks? Let me tell you. There is something called, if you move the material from one plant to another plant, then there is something called stock in transfer situation occurs. So it is like, for example, one of your plant is available in Hyderabad, the other plant of yours is available in sorry, what is the plants that we have? Chennai and Pune. Chennai and Pune. Let's say if you are issuing some 10 cartons of this material from Chennai to Pune, once the material is issued from Chennai, the work with Chennai is done, Chennai plant. Now if somebody wanted to see where is the stock available for the Pune plant, it shows stock in transfer. So that is a special feature which we discuss it when we work with transfer postings. Similarly, restricted use. This restricted use stock is only meant for batch management. Other than batch management, nowhere you will use restricted use. So therefore, when we work with batch management, I will explain you what is restricted use, how to move the material from restricted use to unrestricted use. Okay, so that is different one. Block stock, we have discussed it. Then there is something called GR block stock. Let's work with this one. For example, you have ordered 10 desktops from Dell vendor. Assume it. You have ordered 10 or 100 desktops from Dell vendor. The lorry which is carrying your goods is met with an accident, right? So therefore, the edges of the packets or the edges of the packets where the goods are packed, the edges got crushed and damaged. Okay. Now the material has arrived at your doorstep. What do? Do you accept all the materials, or do you not accept all the materials, or what? How do you do?
We will take open delivery certificate from the transporter.
Open delivery certificate means what?
So, the external condition of the package is damaged, but it is not opened and inspected. Then inspection engineers will come and inspect the material. If it is okay, they will accept. But for insurance purpose, we are taking open delivery certificate from the transporter or driver or something.
Right. So what you mean to say is you accept the stock upon meeting certain conditions.
Yes.
And hence, this is called as conditional acceptance stock.
Yes, conditional acceptance.
The GR block stock is also called as conditional acceptance stock. Let me tell you what is GR block stock. If I don't keep a condition on the goods receipt for stock like this, a stock which is coming with the damaged packages, etc. If I accept the stock like unrestricted stock, what happens? Accounting document will be posted. It means my stock quantity will get updated. Though the material is damaged, though it cannot be used, the quantity of the material will be increased. The stock quantity gets increased. That's not what I wanted. I am accepting the material, saying that you have given me the material, but am I accepting the material completely? No. I am simply taking the material, keeping it aside, and I will accept the material only upon meeting certain conditions. Such kind of stock is called GR block stock. The movement of material, that is the goods receipt, for GR block stock, you will use a separate movement type. Okay, let's see. Now I'm posting GR block stock. Same purchase order, you see I am receiving. Now the tides are coming in a carton. Like I said, something happened to this while transportation. So therefore the edges, the corners of the boxes got damaged. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me read on the transaction. Vigo, goods receipt. Now you see here, I have to change the movement type. Here I will be changing the movement type. Movement type 105. Movement type 103. Goods receipt for purchase order into GR block stock. Now you enter the PO number. Okay. Just hit enter. You see here, material, quantity. I would receive quantity of say 2. Okay. Where is the storage location? Do you see storage location for this? You don't see storage location. Why? You know why? Can somebody tell me?
This is not a stock item.
This is not a stock item. In the sense, you are not accepting the stock as such. You are simply taking receipt, but you are not accepting it. Okay, you will accept it only when the conditions are met. So therefore, until the conditions are met, you are accepting the receipt, but you are keeping it aside. Therefore, you are not putting the stock, you are not keeping the stock into permanent location, and hence no storage location is required. Okay, look at here, movement type is 103, right? You go with check. That's okay. Now you post it. Now question to all of you. A material document will be posted. That's fine because you have accepted the receipt of material. Okay, but are you really accepting the material? So will there be any accounting document for this? Will the accounts get updated?
No.
No. So therefore, if you look into document info, if you look with financial documents, you don't see no subsequent accounting document. The reason is this is a conditional acceptance stock. Unless the conditions are met, you don't really accept the material. Okay, so even if you go into stock overview, you see here there will not be any change in stock situation. Okay, 60 here, 10 here. The 20 that you have posted into GR block stock will never appear over here. Okay, that will not appear over here. You see here, it's in GR block stock. This is nowhere appearing in the storage location, but it appears in the plant level because you are not accepting the stock, and hence you are not keeping the stock in the storage location. Now somebody has come from the quality inspection, or maybe the quality inspector could be your quality inspector, or somebody from the external vendor from whom you have taken the material. He has come, he has inspected some of the materials. Out of 20, the pieces or each that I have posted, assume it 15 are acceptable, 5 are not acceptable. Possible this kind of scenario? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Assume
Yes, sir.
15 are acceptable, 5 I don't want because 5 got damaged. So what you should do now, you have to release the block on quantity 15 and 5 you send them back to the supplier. Is that what you are going to do?
The damaged item we will send back to supplier.
Yes.
Correct. So now you see here, I'll go with release GR block stock, movement type 105. Okay, this is the material document with reference to which you have taken the quantity 20 for the conditional acceptance. Okay, movement type 105, item okay. How much quantity is okay for you? 1.5.
15.
That is 1.5 carton. Okay, quantity 15 you are accepting, therefore you have to keep it in the stores. Now you will have these stores. Say here, and then you post, check it, and then post. When you post this material or this movement, you will have a new document gets generated because you are accepting. This is okay with me. The first one is a temporary receipt, you can say. The second one is the real receipt, where you see here material document posted. Now if you go with the display, where is display? If you go with the display, you would see an accounting document. The reason, you are accepting quantity 15. How much quantity will get updated now if you go and have a look at overview? Tell me, how much quantity we should get updated here?
15.
So 15 at 0001 storage location, isn't it? So it would be 60 plus 15, which is 75. Look at here, I am refreshing. Got it? Now, if you look at your GR block stock, you still have quantity 5, which you need to send it back to the supplier. How do I do that? Look at here in the same Migo screen, there is something called return delivery. Okay? Go with return delivery with reference to the main document that you have posted, which is with reference to 500103 only. You have received quantity 20, out of which you see here is this the one?
1.5 accepted.
Yeah. Right? Now you are sending quantity of 5 pieces to the supplier. You go with check. Right? When you are sending back, for which reason are you sending back? That you have to specify. Here, reason for movement you see highlighted. You can say damage during transport. Okay? Now, movement type is 124. Okay? You check it and then you post it. Will there be accounting document for this? Pavitra?
No.
Why no?
Because we have returned it, right?
Exactly. You are simply returning it. You have not accepted, therefore you are returning it back. So therefore, need not be an accounting document. Now, let me conclude this. I told you, each of the inventory transactions will be associated with goods movements. Goods movements are recognized by movement type. Okay, based on goods movement, based on the goods movement or the movement material movement, you will have a material document which will be associated with one or none or more than one accounting document. So far you have seen a material document as associated with one accounting document, a material document associated with no accounting document also we have seen. More than one accounting document, that we will see it later when we work with goods issues. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do this. Goods received via GR block stock, as you have seen, I received the stock into GR block stock, and then when you remove the block and GR block, it goes into unrestricted use stock. That is how the quantity 75 you see here. Okay, upon releasing the block on GR block stock, it goes back into unrestricted stock, isn't it? And then whatever the stock that is not suitable, not up to the quality, you can give it back to the supplier. Okay, you have also seen this one, goods movements and stock in quality inspection. I have already posted one goods into quality inspection, that's quantity 10 that I have posted, and you can even post into blocked also. Okay, and then you see here goods received into quality inspection. Let me just go back here. Goods receipt. You see here, I have got one more. Oops, 1 second. Let me rerun the transaction. I will get back to 101, the normal movement type. Okay. Now you see here, as soon as I enter the PO number, it is actually, the stock type is actually getting defaulted to unrestricted. I wanted quality inspection to come automatically. How do I do that? Option 1, you go and choose quality inspection. Option 2, for the purchase order, you see here, this is your purchase order. If you go into delivery tab in the purchase order, /n ME22N. Let me just go and pick up this, which I have already seen it, that one. I'll just go and, you see here, this is your PO. If you go into delivery tab, is it delivery tab? Oh yeah, stock type you see here.
The tolerance you have.
Not tolerance, and I'm talking about quality inspection. Okay, you see here stock type unrestricted. If I go and change this to quality inspection, it gets defaulted into quality inspection. Instead of working with this, let me go with the second PO so that I will explain you with that. Now you see I've got, what is this material? Okay, not this one. Let me go with the another PO. Release effective. Actually, this is release procedure is there for this. Has it been approved completely? Okay, that's okay. Now you see here, for this particular front wheel tire, look at here, I'm changing this to quality inspection in the PO itself. I save it. Okay, remember, for the first line item, I've changed the stock type in the PO delivery tab. Okay, now you see here, I'm going to receipt for this material. Let me rerun the MIGO transaction. PO number here. Now you see, for the first line item of the PO, when you receipt it, by default it would be quality inspection and not the unrestricted stock. Come on, did I lost power or what? Hope I did not lost. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Happen, sir.
Yes, sir.
లోపలికి వెళ్తలేదు. Why is it taking so much time? Okay, now you see here, for the first line item, it is quality inspection. If you look at the second line item, it would be unrestricted. That means what? You can change the stock type either from the GR screen, or like I did for the purchase order, you can change it into the change in the purchase order also. There is also one more place. You know what? Let me just go and create a new material. Data browser. I'll just quickly create a material, MM01. Okay. Do we have any material? Reference 777C. Front wheel tire. Okay. Maintenance repairs. Where is that? No problem. Now, what is the material type that we have created? Did you remember the material type? R material type.
Maintenance repair, sir. ZMRO.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Okay, I'll just go and create. I don't require these things. I don't require these things. Okay. One second. Why the general plan data storage location? This is not coming. I want them also because we are working with inventory management, so we need them. Okay. So 777C 0001, here also 777C 0001, make them as default. Material with post to inspection check. Okay, I'll just go and take you. You see here in the purchasing view, post to inspection stock. If you check this indicator, okay, if you check that indicator and then remember this material number. If you create a PO for this material, in the PO delivery tab for this material, in the PO delivery tab, by default post to inspection, the quality inspection will come /n MA21N. You see here, let me quickly create a PO for this. What's your GN PO or what? Why is it not coming? PO doc type. GNPO. Okay, here take the ones, enter the material. Thought I have saved it. Where is that? Post to inspection. ఎక్కడండి?
Third one, last third.
Last నుంచి third one, sir.
Correct. Thank you. Plant is 777C. Quantity of say 100. Price is also say 10. Currency is INR. PBXX 10. You post it. Okay. Now if you look at delivery, you see here by default it comes. So when you try to receive this material, what happens? The quality inspection will come automatically. Okay. So now look at this. There are 3 places where you can set the indicator to default the stock into quality inspection stock. Number 1, material master, the one that I did it last time. Number 2, if you miss or if you forget to set the indicator in the material master, you can go back to your PO. You can contact your purchasing hub buyer, ask him to set the indicator in the PO, so that every time when you receive the material of the PO line item, it defaults into quality inspection. If you forget even that one, the last place where you can set the stock type into quality inspection is goods receipt. Okay, that's one thing. So let me stop it here itself. Reversals, cancellations, that we will see tomorrow because it's already been 11:40 or so. I'll stop it here.